Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out this interesting video, and it's titled Mandatory Paternity Test Law Passed, No More Paternity Fraud from Women. You guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
So I'm picking my husband up after he asked for a DNA test on our baby. Here you go the last of your stuff. Don't come back.
Don't swipe now. Come back here. Hey, ladies, did you know that paternity fraud is now a crime?
You should.
Let's talk about House
It should be a crime.
2689. Because they locking y'all up.
18-year-old Tiana. Mr. Bell, you are not.
I knew it. Thank you. I knew it. I told you. He's a liar. No, a liar.
And I know who the daddy is.
I told you.
I know who the daddy
Imagine
is.
the relief.
That the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid. I don't.
I can't agree with that. Swab his mouth, swab her mouth, swab them kids, swab. Make it mandatory.
Wow.
All right, men, it's our time. Our time has come. Ladies, your time has come too. Guess what? Maternity fraud is now legally a crime, and if a man is forced to pay child support for a child that was not his, oh, get ready. Guess what, ladies? You now owe the entirety of all that child support back to that man. If a man gets asked for a paternity test and that child is not his, which, by the way, 30% of the time it isn't, if that man can prove infidelity, which means you cheated, you may owe the entirety of all that child support back. And if you cannot pay it back, you are going straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Ladies are now being held accountable for their actions. I feel like the female kind is going to absolutely despise this. The male kind is going to absolutely love this. By the way, this has already been held against
Of course.
me, so don't even try to play that.
I had two guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child.
Wow.
40%. He said 40%.
Cool,
and it's usually
make DNA testing
it's two
mandatory.
It's two scenarios.
This is
it's where
too
the
much.
woman, the person's getting a DNA test because the woman claims that is their child. Turns out it's not. The other one is where
Wow, you guys, I just have to chip in 1 or 2 points here because it's very, very annoying. I don't know the amount of betrayal one will feel when you find out that the child that you've been taking care of all his or her life is not yours. The trauma, the betrayal, the amount of hurt it cannot be measured because, oh my God. And I can bet you that this kind of thing can destroy a man entirely because he will no longer have trust on any other woman that he meets after the first one that he has been with deceived him this much. No matter the kind of lies you tell in this life, I feel deceiving a man with a child is the height of it, and no man should be made to go through it because the hurt, the aftermath of it all is gonna definitely destroy everything he believes in. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm in total support of paternity test, especially when the woman is not so faithful and there is already evidence of infidelity in that relationship. I endorse paternity test, and anyone found with paternity fraud should be sent to jail. I totally endorse this, and you guys, let me know your thoughts on this one. Leave it in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching.
and makes a confession, or they need a liver transplant, blood transfusion, and the blood type, there's no way that can actually be the father. So then they find out because of medical reasons, you mean that's not my father? Then the father finds out from that way. He said it took such a toll on him that he could no longer do it because he would be sitting on the phone counseling the men and the grown children who these women falsely accuse. We see it on more, we see it on paternity court, but yet we say men need to be held accountable.
So I know this video gonna make the girls want to tussle with me, but I don't care. I think DNA testing should be mandatory at birth, right then and there. Not only is it very much foul to have somebody thinking that they are the father of a child and they are not. I don't care how y'all put that. I don't care what excuse y'all make. That's foul. But that's not the only reason I say that. These hospitals be mixing people babies up. So he might not be the daddy, but you might not be the mama either. So I think to save people 18 years
that's another point.
Of dealing with a foul baby mama, because usually women that do that be foul. You gonna get this man hell knowing this ain't his baby. It should just be a DNA test right there, right in there when a baby is born.
Unfortunately, the courts don't feel this way. If you are married, like for instance, my husband and I are married, and I was to get pregnant by another man, he would be responsible for the child support for 18 years, even though it's not his child, because we're married. That's the way the courts work. So messed up.
Okay, listen, y'all. So, as I'm supposed to be working, but anyway, I was on IG, and I seen a clip that it said that women may feel like their rights are being compromised because they're trying to come out with something where men have the right to get a DNA test as soon as the child is born. But what I'm trying to understand is, how is the women's rights being compromised when soon as the baby start crying, you filing for child support? How is your rights being compromised when you're requiring them to care for this child? Like, it's not making sense to me. The only people that would have a problem with this is these women, okay? And quite frankly, I feel like men should have a DNA. It should be automatic. It should be a law, okay?
I think we can see the fact why a lot of ladies do not like this law, because it suggests something about modern women and just how low down they can be, how they can just fraud.
Anyone that doesn't like it is a cheater.
That's his child
and that's
for the
on period.
18 years, and he has to pay money for that child those 18 years. I can see a lot of men and women welcoming this, because it is time for modern women to be held accountable for their indiscretions.
Anywhere from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing?
It's better to take that test.
I am absolutely on record as saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, is then let's apply a proactive solution. Automatic DNA testing at birth would work to help two things. One, we would assure that the right parents were named on the birth certificate. Two, it would stop paternity fraud and take the profit out of paternity fraud.
But so many women's groups say this.
Wow, you guys, I'm in total support of this one. Because like this man said, two things will be made right. Having the right parents on the birth certificate and also avoiding paternity fraud. I think this should be made mandatory, and it should be as soon as possible. Because so many men have been raising kids that are not even theirs. And I feel so sorry for them. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think this law should be the first law to be passed this year, if it hasn't already been passed. And leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. You guys, let's continue.
Hey, this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother. Why do you think they say that?
It's a red herring. It takes away from the focus of, well, who's the one person who has all of the information about potential fathers or the paternity candidates? It is the child's mother. And currently, in most places, she has no duty to disclose that, well, wait a minute. Well, my husband's not really my child's father. My boyfriend is. Like, well, wait later. But you're married. You forgot?
Okay, right there, I was just wondering what his name was, and his name is Carnell Smith, and he's the founder of Citizens Against Paternity Fraud. Men need to get out there and get in touch with this man find a way to support his cause. Yeah. This man is out there doing the Lord's work.
That you were married? No, but thanks to no-fault divorce laws, she can get the house, the property, alimony and child support, and then move the boyfriend into the house.
People, the system doesn't make it easy. So speaking of the system, what are you doing or what have you done to help change some of these laws that are so unfair to men?
Well, it's actually unfair to men, women, and children. See, I'm the guy that's officially on record saying that every child deserves to know the truth about their heritage, their ancestry. And you can't do that when you only rely on verbal representations, just take somebody's word for it. Oh, yeah, that's your dad. Yeah, but he looks like the FedEx guy. Oh, no. Well, actually, it could be the milkman. Well, no, we no longer have a milkman, but here's the problem. I have been very instrumental in raising the public awareness on the issue of paternity fraud as a problem that needs to be corrected.
Memphis Representative Antonio Parkinson is sponsoring House Bill 2698 that would require DNA evidence proving paternity before a man signs a birth certificate for a child that may not be biologically his.
The state has been turning a blind eye to this by allowing people to sign blindly without any proof of DNA association to this child, which is allowing people to be guilty, or in some cases, of paternity fraud, which is a crime. It's only right and the moral thing to do, an ethical thing to do, to ensure that the right people's names that match their DNA is on that birth certificate. Anything other than that, you are stealing a child from a biological parent, and it's state sanctioned.
Well done, Tennessee. It's about time. This should go nationwide. But we need this bill pushed in all 50 states.
All over
it need
the
to be
world.
pushed all over the world.
All over the world.
On child support.
For
and
real.
I never said this was my child.
This mound of paperwork shows a juvenile court judge ordered him to pay child support even before the birth.
I didn't do a voluntary acknowledgement. I didn't sign the birth certificate. All I knew is we legitimated the child in your name.
He took the child himself to get a DNA test and found the son he'd supported for years was not biologically his. He took the documentation to court. The judge wouldn't accept it, but ordered a new DNA test done that showed the same results. Probability of paternity? 0%.
You say there is no way you are a Myra's biological father after finding a tape of your wife with another man. Mr. Fowler, you are not the father.
I can't even imagine their remains.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow.
Mr. Brown, you are not the father.
Hey.
It's sad to see that we need a law to protect men
I'm
from
telling you, they should be
liberated women.
protected at
And this
all
is a step in
costs.
the right direction. I feel like we can all see that men need to be protected just as much as women. A lot of these ladies out here screaming about equal rights, it should be
so
equal
bad for
across
these
the board.
men.
Yeah, she should be charged with paternity fraud. Of course, mom can't take responsibility and say, I slept with multiple men in 1 week. Sit those men down and say, one of you is this child's father. I don't know which one it is. Can we do a DNA test? Instead, it seems like she's drawing a name out of a hat. Maybe it's the one that makes the most money. Maybe it's the one that took her to Denny's in the morning instead of leaving her cold in a bed with the wrong phone number. Mom knows who she slept with. Alleged dad does not. It is her responsibility to be honest and have some sort of moral compass to where she could do what's best for her child, not making that child believe someone else is their father, and doing what's morally right toward this man instead of just pinning a child on him because he seems like the best candidate. He tried to step up, be responsible, sign the acknowledgement of paternity. Therefore, it is his fault. And these aren't only just one-night stands. These are long-term relationships where alleged father, had no reason to believe anyone else would have fathered the child when he had been in a relationship for 5 years with this woman, and she was just really good at covering it up. But thankfully, thanks to women like you, men are realizing they need a DNA test regardless
They
of
need
marital
it as
status.
soon as
And you bet
possible
your
because
ass
this is
we
too
are
much.
teaching our sons the same thing.
He just found out the baby isn't his.
You guys, I just want to say that The men should be protected at all costs. Protect the men by giving them a DNA test as soon as that child is born, so that they won't be burdened with raising a child that is not theirs, and the emotional trauma that comes with it is even bigger than any other thing that you can think of. And the child also should be protected from being raised by the wrong parent and probably finding out later on in life and going through this whole trauma again. Oh my gosh, you guys, this law should be passed already. And let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. This is very interesting and I'm having fun with this one in particular. And you guys, let's wrap this video up.
I've been calling this girl all morning, bro. The paper just came in. I've been calling her all morning, dummy. Find out the baby not mine. What am I? Like, bro. This girl been playing in my face all morning, bro. All morning. You come drop the baby off with nothing. And it's gonna ring out. Been calling her all morning, man. All
Take
morning,
the child back to her house. Don't she have a house?
Both of them, bro. Her and her mother. I take care of these girls,
Wow.
bro. I just got a new house, bro. I just moved. I uprooted my entire life for this.
She been on your ass about that shit.
To find out,
dead wrong, bro.
To find out the baby not mine, bro. To find out that the baby not mine, bro.
Right.
And it's crazy, bro. It's out here who don't even know their child's name, let alone their birthday.
Very sad.
And look at this mess right here, man. This is pretty sad, but this is something that women has done since the beginning of time, and the only ones who really suffer from it is just the kids, because these babies ain't asked to come into this world with all this mess. I don't know why people don't take more steps to use protection. You know what I mean? Protect yourself from the woman getting pregnant. There's a lot of birth control options that women can take. I just don't understand it, but I do feel bad for the babies, man. This is, to me, that's the part that's sad.
I got to get inside and make my husband's lunch for tomorrow, but I was checking these comments and saw this one. What are your thoughts about treating paternity fraud as a serious crime instead of mandatory DNA tests at birth? Well, to be honest with you, I see no reason why women should not be held equally criminally accountable for fraud that men are for evading child support. But the problem with that is it'll never happen because the state does not want to raise those children. They need her goofy ass to be raising up them kids, even if it costs them her housing and their free lunches and all of the shit that goes along with low income. That's still less expensive and less disruptive than having her behind bars. So the uterus is your get out of jail free card. Not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's probably how the state would look at it. Why would we jail these women and spend all this money and resources catching up to their dumbasses for lying about who the baby daddy is, when in the end, states
She's sort of saying the truth.
Because they don't care about people. They don't care about kids. They don't care about dads. They don't care about justice. They just care about money.
Whoa! They ain't ready. They are not ready for this story. There's a bill out of Memphis, Tennessee that's being proposed for it makes it mandatory for unmarried fathers to take DNA tests to sign birth certificates. You know what that means, fellas? That means that you ain't got to worry about you're the father because I said so. What if I'm not the father? You ever thought about that? So what you're saying is that you're not going to take care of us? Oh, this is not your baby now? I wasn't with you for these past 2 years? I'm not saying you was with me for the last past years. I know that, but who else were you with? Oh, I see what you on. The only thing I'm on is to find out if this baby is mine or not. So, you know, there's a lot of guys that have lost out on so much time because they've been taking care of kids that were theirs. Not saying that's not a problem to do so, but at least give me the right to know if that's my child or not.
Now, I'm not sure about this Tennessee bill. I'm hearing that it passed the House, but now it went to the Senate, where they just kind of never really passed it. It's still kind of on the floor. But I'm pretty sure men can get behind this movement the same way they got behind other movements and got stuff done. If feminist women can change laws and get things done, I'm sure we can do. Especially when we have congressmen and governors who are changing the laws regarding men. So even though a lot of these laws may not have went through yet, I think these laws are still going to point us into the right direction. But most importantly, these are the laws that men need to be fighting and telling their senators to push for. Women are the ones who are purposely going after men in the court, putting child support, trying to get these guys' driver license taken, putting them in jail. I just don't get it. If you steal $400,000 from a bank, you go to jail for at least 10 to 20 years. But what if you steal $400,000 via paternity fraud? And the courts is just like, oh, don't worry about it. It happens. She didn't know. Like why aren't these women being prosecuted for habitual fraud? Like, a lot of women didn't do it on just one or two children. They did it on multiple kids. Got all kind of men paying child support that they should not be paying child support for. Yes, they need to move very fast getting these bills passed too. We ain't got time to let them sit up in the Senate just going back and forth about it. Just go ahead and pass the freaking law. It's time to put an end to the extreme wickedness of false paternities. Okay, that's all I got for this one, guys.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting video. And let me know what you guys think about this video so far. Do you think that this paternity test should be mandatory when a child is, as soon as a child is born? For me, I think this should be a mandatory test to save the man from so many unforeseen hazards in the future. Let me know what you guys think about this video so far. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I really had fun reacting to this video. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.